The starship Intrepid drifted silently above the lavender clouds of Zilora 7, a planet that had long fascinated humans and aliens alike. Captain Alex Mercer stared out of the observation deck window, the swirling storms below reflecting in his eyes. The mission had seemed straightforward at first. Investigate unusual energy readings detected in the planet's upper atmosphere. But now, as the sensors beeped unpredictably, Alex felt the weight of uncertainty pressing against him. "Captain," said Lieutenant Mara Chen, stepping beside him. Her fingers tapped the console nervously. "The readings are off the charts. Whatever is generating this energy, it's not like anything we've seen before." Alex nodded, running a hand through his hair. "I know. And I have a feeling we're about to meet whoever, or whatever is behind it." The planet was home to the Alari, an advanced alien race. Humans had observed them from a distance for decades, studying their culture, their technology, and their strange crystalline cities. But no human had ever set foot inside an Alari palace. Not officially, at least. The Intrepid descended slowly, guided by the ship's AI. The landing pads were enormous, carved from luminescent stone that glowed under the violet sky. Alex's boots echoed softly against the smooth surface as he stepped out with his exploration team. "This place is unreal," whispered Mara, her gaze sweeping across towers of crystal and metal spiraling into the sky. Alex smiled. "Let's make sure we survive long enough to explore it." The team moved cautiously into the palace entrance, following holographic lights that flickered as if sensing their presence. Alex's heart beat faster. He had been in dangerous situations before, but this was different. This was a royal palace, filled with unknown rules and customs. One wrong move could make them intruders or worse. They passed a corridor of shimmering doors, each inscribed with patterns that shifted under the explorer's gaze. Then, unexpectedly, a door at the far end opened, revealing a figure. She was Amai, unlike anything Alex had seen before. The Alari princess Lyra stood there, her silvery skin reflecting the ambient light. Her eyes, large and opalescent, widened as she saw the humans. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice musical but firm. Alex froze. The protocols ran through his mind. Greet politely, avoid gestures of offense, maintain eye contact, but not too intense. He lifted a hand slightly in a gesture of peace. "I'm Captain Alex Mercer. We come in peace. We're here to investigate the energy readings in your sector." Lyra blinked, glancing around as if she had expected someone else. This area is restricted," she said, her tone sharpening. "No outsiders are allowed here." Alex took a careful step forward. "I understand. We did not mean to intrude. We only followed the energy signals. We mean no harm." For a moment, the princess's expression softened. Then her surprise returned. Alex noticed it. The small signs that told him she was just as uncertain as he was. The slight tilt of her head, the tightening of her lips, the way her hands moved unconsciously. "You are human," she murmured. "I have only seen your kind in the archives." Alex nodded. "That's right. Humans. And I must admit, we didn't expect to find anyone here either." Lyra's gaze lingered on him for a moment longer. Then she stepped aside. "If you are to enter, you must follow me, and you must promise to respect the palace rules." Alex exchanged a glance with Mara. She shrugged slightly, and he nodded. "We promise." They followed Lyra through the palace. The walls seemed alive, pulsing with light that shifted colors like a living rainbow. The floors were transparent in places, revealing chambers below filled with machines and energy conduits. Alex could feel the hum of power beneath his feet, vibrating in his chest. Finally, Lyra stopped before a chamber sealed with translucent barriers. She gestured for them to wait. As Alex watched, she touched the barrier with her hand, and it shimmered. Open inside, the room was filled with technology unlike anything Alex had studied. Crystals floated in midair, spinning and radiating soft light. Holographic displays flickered with alien symbols, and strange energy pulses coursed along the floor. This is incredible, whispered Mara. Lyra's eyes narrowed slightly. This is private. I am studying these devices to understand the energy anomalies. You are not supposed to be here. Alex raised his hands in a gesture of surrender. I understand, Princess. We only want to help, or at least learn. If you allow it. Lyra's gaze softened, though the surprise in her eyes did not vanish. Curiosity is human, yes? She said. I see it in you. It is rare among outsiders to show restraint when faced with power. Alex smiled faintly. We have to learn to control ourselves, especially in places like this. The princess studied him for a moment, as if weighing whether to trust him. Finally, she nodded. Very well. I will allow you to observe, but you must not touch anything. As Alex and his team moved closer, Lyra returned to her instruments. She adjusted a crystal, causing the energy pulses to shift in a new pattern. The readings on Alex's handheld devices spiked. This is the source, Alex murmured. Whatever is generating these readings, it's massive. Lyra glanced at him, curiosity replacing some of her earlier shock. Yes, it is a phenomenon beyond even our understanding. That is why I study it. The air in the room seemed to vibrate as the energy flowed around them. Alex felt an inexplicable sense of awe. Humans had explored the stars, but nothing had prepared him for this. Here was an alien princess, a civilization beyond anything Earth had ever known, and a mystery that could change the course of science itself. For a moment, silence settled between them. Two beings from different worlds, united by curiosity, yet separated by countless differences. Alex realized something important. Humanity had a way of bridging gaps not just through technology, but through respect, empathy, and courage. Lyra spoke again, breaking the quiet. You humans, you are bold. You enter without permission, yet you show restraint. That is unusual. Alex shrugged, trying to hide his nervousness. We don't always get it right, but we try. The princess studied him, then turned back to her instruments. Perhaps there is more to your kind than the histories suggest. Just then, an alarm echoed through the palace. Red lights flashed. Lyra's expression changed instantly from calm curiosity to sharp focus. They know we are here, she said, her voice tense. The royal advisors. They will not approve of outsiders in this chamber. We must move quickly. Alex felt his pulse quicken. Then let's move. Tell us what to do. Lyra gestured toward a hidden passage behind a crystal panel. This way, but do not panic. Follow my lead exactly. As they slipped through the secret corridor, Alex couldn't help but glance at the princess. Despite the chaos, she moved with confidence and purpose, a combination of intelligence, agility, and authority. He felt a deep respect for her and a strange sense of connection. Two beings from distant worlds suddenly thrust together by circumstance. The corridor led them to a balcony overlooking the city. Below, lights shimmered in patterns that Alex couldn't decipher, but the beauty and complexity left him speechless. They will try to stop us, Lyra said quietly, but if we reach the archives, we can prove that the energy anomaly is dangerous. Then perhaps they will allow outsiders to help. Alex nodded. Then let's do it. Together. For the first time in his career, Alex felt that humans were not just explorers, they were diplomats, negotiators, and perhaps even heroes. In this alien palace far from Earth, he realized that humanity's greatest strength was not its technology, but its courage, empathy, and ability to build trust across worlds. As they descended further into the palace, the energy readings grew, stronger, and the mysteries deeper. Alex knew this was only the beginning. The encounter with the Ilari princess had started as a shocking surprise, but it would soon become the first step in a journey that could change the fate of two civilizations. The hidden passage wound deep beneath the crystal towers of Zilora 7. Captain Alex Mercer and Princess Lyra moved swiftly, the faint hum of energy from the palace above echoing through the corridors. Alex kept his eyes alert, noting every detail, the mirror, Way the walls seemed to shift colors, the subtle sounds of mechanisms hidden behind the crystal panels, and the soft footsteps of their pursuers somewhere in the distance. Lyra led with confidence, her long strides purposeful and fluid. Alex tried to match her pace, aware of the strange feeling building inside him, a mixture of awe, tension, and curiosity. Humans had explored countless worlds, but nothing compared to navigating the private chambers of an alien princess. "We have to reach the archives before the royal advisors discover we are here," Lyra said softly. Her voice was calm, but carried an edge of urgency. "They do not approve of outsiders interfering with sensitive research." Alex nodded. "Understood. We'll follow your lead. Just tell us if there's anything we shouldn't touch." Lyra glanced back at him and gave the faintest smile. "That will be difficult. Curiosity is a human trait, yes? But restraint is more difficult. You may surprise me." Alex chuckled quietly. "You might be right about that." As they turned a corner, the corridor widened into a chamber filled with holographic maps and floating energy projections. Alex's sensors went wild. "This is incredible," he whispered. "The technology. It's beyond anything humans have seen." Lyra's eyes sparkled with quiet pride. "We have existed longer than your civilization. Knowledge is everything to us, but power is dangerous if misused. That is why most outsiders are not allowed here." Alex studied her carefully. "And yet you allowed me to follow you. Why?" Lyra paused, her gaze meeting his. "Because I see something in you. Humans, you are reckless at times, but you are also capable of empathy, creativity, and courage. Not many beings possess all three. That is why I am willing to take a risk." Alex felt a surge of respect for her. Most alien leaders would never risk allowing a human into their private domain. "I won't let you down," he said firmly. The princess nodded, then gestured to a smaller doorway on the far side of the chamber. "Through here, the archives are just beyond, but the path is dangerous. You must trust me completely." Without hesitation, Alex followed. The corridor narrowed, twisting into angles that seemed impossible. Energy pulses ran along the walls, lighting the path with an eerie glow. Each step forward was a lesson in trust. Trust in the princess, in the technology, and in their own instincts. After several minutes, they reached a massive door inscribed with glowing alien symbols. Lyra's fingers danced across the surface, and the door slid open with a soft hiss. Inside was a room filled with floating crystalline shelves, each holding delicate instruments and ancient scrolls of energy data. "This is the heart of the archives," Lyra whispered. "Everything we know about energy anomalies is here. And this is where the truth about the recent disturbances can be found." Alex stepped forward, careful not to touch anything. "Then let's find it. Show me what we're dealing with." Lyra pointed to a floating panel projecting a series of energy readings. "This anomaly is unlike anything recorded before. It generates energy at a frequency that affects both technology and biological life. If left unchecked, it could destabilize the entire planet, or even neighboring systems." Alex leaned closer, scanning the projections. "That's enormous. Earth scientists would never believe this without evidence. How do we stop it?" Lyra's eyes darkened slightly. "We do not stop it yet. First, we must understand it, and that means getting closer to its source." Alex felt a twinge of excitement. Humans had always thrived in situations where knowledge and courage were tested. This was no different. "Then we'll figure it out. Together." For the next hour, they worked side by side, analyzing data and tracking the anomaly's patterns. Alex noticed something remarkable. Lyra's methods were completely different from human techniques, yet the logic behind them was flawless. Her civilization had achieved a level of sophistication that humans were only beginning to imagine. But she also welcomed his input, listening carefully to his suggestions and even trying some of his ideas. "You have a unique perspective," Lyra admitted after testing one of his calculations. Humans think in ways that can be unconventional. Sometimes that is helpful. Alex smiled. I'll take that as a compliment. As they focused on the readings, a sudden alarm echoed through the room. Red lights flashed, casting jagged shadows across the walls. Lyra's expression hardened. They are coming, she said. The royal advisors are sending a team to retrieve the anomaly data and remove any outsiders. Alex's heart raced. Then we have to act fast. What's the plan? Lyra's eyes narrowed. We move to the inner observation deck. From there, we can monitor the anomaly safely. The path is risky, but it is our only option. The corridors outside were already filling with Alari guards. Alex's training kicked in. He ducked behind a crystalline pillar, signaling to Lyra to stay close. Keep moving, he whispered. We can use their patrols to our advantage. Lyra nodded, her movements precise and graceful. Together, they slipped through shadows and narrow passages, avoiding detection. Alex admired her skill. Humans were quick learners, but Lyra moved as if she had done this her entire life. Finally, they reached a narrow balcony overlooking a swirling energy vortex. The anomaly pulsed with colors that Alex couldn't name, and the readings on his devices spiked dangerously. This is it, Lyra said, her voice steady. From here, we can study the anomaly without risking direct exposure. Alex set up his portable sensors, scanning the energy fluctuations. The magnitude, it's incredible. This could power entire star systems, or destroy them. Lyra nodded. Yes, and that is why some factions want to control it. Others want to destroy it entirely. We must protect the knowledge so it is used wisely. Alex felt a growing sense of responsibility. Humans had always prided themselves on exploration, but here was a lesson in wisdom as well. Knowledge without understanding could be dangerous. As they worked, Lyra finally spoke about her personal mission. I am not only protecting the anomaly, I am also trying to secure a device that stabilizes it. It is my duty as a princess and as a scholar. If it falls into the wrong hands, the consequences would be catastrophic. Alex nodded, understanding the gravity of her words. Then we'll help you. Humanity has faced impossible odds before. We know how to protect what is important. Lyra glanced at him, a rare softness in her eyes. You humans, you speak with courage, but I see the weight you carry as well. You are far from home, and yet you risk everything to help a stranger. Alex smiled faintly. That's what humans do. We face danger, but we also strive to do what is right. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but we try. For a moment they shared a quiet understanding. Two beings from different worlds united by trust and purpose. Then the alarm sounded again, louder this time. Guards were closing in faster. Lyra's face hardened. We must move to the stabilizer chamber. The device is there. If we can reach it, we can control the anomaly long enough to prevent disaster. Alex nodded. Lead the way. I've got your back. The journey to the stabilizer chamber was perilous. Guards blocked hallways, automated security systems activated, and energy surges pulsed through the walls. Alex and Lyra relied on each other, combining human ingenuity and alien expertise to overcome each obstacle. At one point, Alex had to disable a force field by improvising a connection between his portable sensor and Lyra's energy interface. Sparks flew and the lights flickered, but the field collapsed. Lyra looked at him with astonishment. Humans, you truly adapt under pressure. Alex grinned. Years of practice. Never underestimate the power of improvisation. Finally, they reached the chamber. The stabilizer device floated in the center, surrounded by a web of glowing energy. Lyra moved toward it cautiously, but a sudden guard patrol appeared at the entrance. Alex acted without thinking, blocking the guards with his body while Lyra activated the stabilizer. The device hummed, sending waves of energy that dampened the anomaly. Guards recoiled, unable to approach. It's working, Lyra said, her voice filled with relief. The anomaly is stabilizing. For now. Alex exhaled, wiping sweat from his brow. We did it. Together. Lyra turned to him, her eyes reflecting admiration and trust. Yes. Together. You humans. You are more capable than I imagined. Perhaps you can be allies, not just explorers. Alex felt a surge of pride. Humans had faced impossible odds before, but here, on an alien world, they had proven their courage, intelligence, and heart. As the two of them prepared to return to the palace, Alex realized that this was only the beginning. Trust had been built, but challenges remained. The galaxy was vast, full of danger, mystery, and opportunity, and humanity had shown that it could stand tall, even among the stars. The stabilizer device hummed steadily, casting a soft glow across the chamber. Captain Alex Mercer and Princess Lyra exchanged a quick glance, both knowing the danger wasn't over. Stabilizing the anomaly was only the first step. The real challenge lay ahead, retrieving the artifact that could control the anomaly completely. The artifact is kept in the vault beneath the central spire, Lyra explained, her voice steady but tense. It is guarded by multiple layers of security, both technological and magical as our ancestors called it. Only someone who can think differently, who can adapt quickly, might reach it. Alex raised an eyebrow. So basically it's built to stop everyone but the smartest, fastest, and bravest. Sounds fair. Lyra's eyes flickered with amusement. You humans are confident. I like that. The two of them slipped from the chamber, moving cautiously, through shadowed corridors. The palace was now on high alert, with guards and automated drones patrolling the halls. Every step they took was measured. Every corner they turned carried the risk of discovery. Alex admired Lyra's focus. Unlike the stories he had heard of royalty, she was not pampered or fragile. She was decisive, clever, and courageous. How do you know this route? He whispered. Lyra glanced at him. I designed it. As a child, I spent hours studying the palace. Knowledge is power, yes? But understanding the spaces we inhabit, that is even more powerful. Alex nodded, impressed. Then we're in good hands. They reached a hallway with shifting walls of light. A massive holographic barrier stretched across the path, flickering with alien symbols. Alex's sensors detected a complex energy field surrounding the doorway. Another test, Lyra said softly. We must synchronize our movements to pass safely. One wrong step and the alarm will trigger. Alex studied the barrier. All right. Lead the way. I'll follow your timing. Lyra stepped forward, moving with a fluid grace. Alex mirrored, her motions careful to match every gesture. For a moment the world seemed suspended, the hum of energy filling the silence. Then, with a final step, they passed through the barrier. A faint click sounded behind them. No alarm. Alex exhaled. That was close. Lyra smiled faintly. Stay focused. The vault is near, but the final test is the hardest. The vault was hidden beneath the central spire, a massive chamber carved into the living crystal of the planet. The entrance was sealed with a rotating matrix of energy panels, each flickering with alien code. Alex's human mind raced, analyzing patterns and possible ways to bypass the system. You can do this, Lyra said, but remember, it is not just about speed. Precision and creativity are key. Alex studied the panels. Each rotation created a unique pattern, almost like a puzzle. He realized that the human's ability to think outside rigid systems could be an advantage. Carefully, he manipulated the device, aligning the panels with a series of logical sequences. He deduced from the patterns. Lyra watched in astonishment. You adapt quickly. Humans truly are remarkable. Finally, with a soft click, the panels shifted, and the vault door slid open. Inside, on a pedestal of glowing crystal, rested the artifact, a small, intricately designed device that pulsed with energy. It was beautiful, dangerous, and powerful. Alex approached cautiously. Is it safe to touch? Lyra nodded. Yes, but handle it carefully. The artifact responds to intent and understanding. Only someone who respects it can wield its power. Alex reached out, his fingers brushing against the device. A wave of energy surged through him, not harmful but invigorating. It was as if the artifact recognized his courage and intelligence. "We have it," Lyra whispered, relief flooding her voice. "Now we must escape. The palace guards will discover our presence soon." Before they could move, a squad of guards appeared in the doorway, weapons raised. Alex's instincts took over. He ducked behind a pillar and signaled to Lyra. "Cover me!" Lyra raised her hand, activating a series of energy pulses that temporarily blinded the guards. Alex sprinted forward, grabbing the artifact while Lyra followed closely. The guards shouted and fired, but the humans' combination of strategy, courage, and quick thinking allowed them to evade capture. They reached a spiral corridor leading back toward the stabilization chamber. Alex paused, noticing a structural weakness in the wall. "This way, I can create a shortcut." Lyra raised an eyebrow. "You humans, always improvising." Alex grinned. "It's a gift." He activated a small device from his belt, generating a temporary breach in the wall. Together they slipped through, avoiding patrols and surveillance drones. The shortcut led them to an overlook balcony above the city, giving them a moment to catch their breath. "The palace is in chaos below," Lyra said, scanning the streets. "They will not follow us here. For now, we have a chance." Alex studied the artifact. "This thing could change everything. Energy, technology, even diplomacy. We must be careful." Lyra nodded. "Yes, its power is immense, but it is useless in the wrong hands. That is why I brought you here. Humans can think differently. You can act without the assumptions and fears that hold others back." Alex felt a surge of pride. Humanity had always relied on ingenuity, courage, and empathy. Here, on an alien world, those qualities were proving invaluable. They began descending the outer stairway, careful to avoid the patrols. Below, the city shimmered with crystalline lights, reflecting the energy of the anomaly. It was beautiful but treacherous, a reminder of the stakes involved. "Why trust me?" Alex asked quietly. "You could have done this alone." Lyra's eyes softened. "Because humans are unpredictable in the best way. You take risks, yes, but you also respect life and knowledge. You adapt. That is why I allowed you to see this and why I trust you now." Alex nodded. "Then I won't betray that trust." As they moved, a sudden alarm blared through the palace. The guards had discovered the breach. Alex and Lyra sprinted down corridors, weaving through shadows and obstacles. Drones hovered above, scanning for movement, their sensors sweeping the halls. Alex activated a small EMP device, temporarily disabling the drones. Lyra's eyes widened in surprise and admiration. "You are impressive. Your species is remarkable." Alex smirked. "I told you. Improvisation." Finally, they reached the stabilization chamber again. Lyra placed the artifact on a crystalline platform, integrating it with the stabilizer device. Energy surged through the room, and the anomaly's pulses began to stabilize completely. "It worked," Lyra said, relief washing over her face. "The artifact is responding. The anomaly is controlled." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. Humans had faced impossible odds before, but here, they had made a tangible difference in an alien world. Lyra turned to him, her expression serious. "This is only the beginning. Others will seek the artifact. We must protect it, and we must learn to understand its power fully. You humans have proven yourselves capable allies, perhaps even friends." Alex felt a rush of pride. "Then we'll face whatever comes next together. Humans don't give up easily." The two of them stood in silence, watching the energy pulses calm and stabilize. The city below shimmered in a peaceful glow, a testament to their courage, intelligence, and teamwork. For Alex, the mission had started as a simple investigation. Now it had become a partnership, a demonstration of humanity's best qualities: bravery, ingenuity, and respect for life. In the heart of an alien civilization, Humans had earned trust, made allies, and proved that even in the far reaches of space, they could rise to challenges with honor and skill. And somewhere deep inside, Alex knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of unknown dangers and mysteries, but humanity had shown it could stand tall among the stars, facing threats and building bridges where others would fear to tread. As they prepared to leave the palace and report their success, Alex glanced at Lyra. The princess had been cautious, brilliant, and courageous. Together, they had faced impossible odds, and together they had triumphed. The artifact pulsed softly, a symbol of power, responsibility, and hope. And in that moment, Alex realized that humanity's greatest strength wasn't its technology, its ships or its weapons. It was the human spirit itself, the courage to act, the intelligence to adapt, and the empathy to understand and respect others, even across the stars. The crystal city of Zalora 7 sparkled under the twin suns, a vision of beauty and advanced technology. Yet beneath the brilliance lay tension. Princess Lyra and Captain Alex Mercer had succeeded in stabilizing the anomaly with the artifact, but the palace was far from calm. Word of the human presence, and their role in controlling the anomaly, had spread quickly among the royal advisors. Lyra led Alex to a secure chamber near the palace's heart. Holographic screens displayed schematics of the city, patrol routes, and a live feed of the anomaly. "The Royal Council will not be pleased," she said, her tone controlled but grim. "They see humans as unpredictable, even dangerous. Some want to banish you immediately." Alex frowned. "And others?" "There are a few who see your value," Lyra admitted. "Your courage and ingenuity have saved countless lives tonight. But politics is complicated. Fear often outweighs reason." Alex studied the screens. "Then we have to prove ourselves, not just to you, but to your entire civilization." Lyra nodded. "Exactly. And we must do it carefully. One wrong word, one misstep, and diplomacy could fail. Worse, you could be taken hostage." Alex ran a hand through his hair. Humans had navigated delicate situations before, but this was on a whole new level. "Then teach me. I'll follow your lead." For the next few hours, Lyra briefed Alex on the intricacies of Elari politics. The Royal Council was divided into factions, some progressive, favoring cooperation with humans, and others traditional, viewing outsiders as threats. The anomaly and the artifact had become a point of contention. "They will summon us to the council," Lyra explained. "They will question your presence, your actions, and your intentions. You must answer carefully, show respect, but also demonstrate that humans can be allies." Alex nodded. "Understood. No rash decisions. No impulsive actions. Stick to the facts, show courage, and prove we're trustworthy." Lyra studied him closely. "You humans, you are strange. You act on instinct, yet you can control yourselves when necessary. That is rare." Alex smiled faintly. "We've had practice." Soon a summons arrived. The Royal Council demanded an immediate audience. Lyra led Alex through the grand corridors, the sound of their footsteps echoing against crystal walls. Guards lined the passage, their eyes wary, but they did not intervene. Yet. The council chamber was massive, circular, and filled with a soft light that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. At its center sat the council members, their forms crystalline and elegant. Their eyes, large and multifaceted, studied Alex with caution. Lyra stepped forward first. "Honorable members of the council," she said, "I present Captain Alex Mercer. He is human, but his actions have proven invaluable in stabilizing the anomaly and protecting our civilization." A murmur swept through the chamber. Some members nodded, others exchanged skeptical glances. One elder counselor rose. "Princess Lyra, you have risked the sanctity of our palace by allowing this human access to sensitive areas. How do you justify this?" Lyra stood tall. "Because humans are not only capable of courage but of wisdom. Captain Mercer acted with restraint, intelligence, and empathy, His presence allowed us to secure the artifact and prevent catastrophe. Another counselor, older and sharper-eyed, leaned forward. And why should we trust an outsider? What guarantees do we have that his intentions are pure? Alex stepped forward, keeping his tone calm but confident. Honorable counselors, I understand your concern. Humans are different from your people. We can be unpredictable, yes, but we value life, knowledge, and cooperation. I have no interest in power or control over your artifact. My only goal is to help, to protect, and to learn. We prove our worth through our actions, not our words. The chamber fell silent. Alex's words carried sincerity, and even some of the skeptical counselors could not deny the courage in his tone. Finally, Lyra spoke again. The anomaly was destabilizing our planet. Captain Mercer's human perspective allowed us to stabilize it. That action has saved lives, including those in this chamber. If we judge solely on fear, we risk repeating past mistakes. A younger counselor hesitated, then spoke cautiously. Perhaps this human's methods have merit. His ingenuity is undeniable. Alex felt a quiet sense of relief. Diplomacy was working, slowly but steadily. However, the tension was far from over. One counselor, known for conservative views, rose sharply. Even if he helped tonight, what prevents future interference? The anomaly is controlled now, but the artifact remains a threat. Do we risk humans meddling in our affairs? Lyra met the counselor's gaze. The risk is mitigated by cooperation and trust. We have an opportunity to show that humans can be allies, not invaders. By working together, we can protect the artifact and ensure the anomaly remains stabilized. Alex added, we understand the danger. We will follow your rules, respect your customs, and use our knowledge only to help. Humanity does not seek control. We seek partnership. For several tense moments, the council debated quietly. The chamber vibrated with energy, and Alex felt the weight of their scrutiny. Every word, every gesture mattered. Finally, the elder counselor spoke. We will allow this human to remain, under supervision. He will not interfere beyond guidance. If he acts against our laws, he will be removed. But for now, his actions merit recognition. Relief washed over Alex. He had not only survived a diplomatic trial, but had begun earning the trust of an alien civilization. Lyra smiled faintly at him. See? Humans can build trust across worlds. Courage, intelligence, and respect. These are qualities that transcend species. Alex nodded. And sometimes it helps to speak the truth even in the face of fear. Their respite was short-lived. A new alert flashed on the holographic displays. Another faction had detected the artifact's energy signature and was mobilizing. They intended to seize it, believing humans and Lyra would surrender it willingly. We don't have much time, Lyra said, her voice urgent. They are fast and ruthless. We must prepare defenses or they will come for the artifact. Alex's mind raced. Humans had faced enemies before, but this required strategy, quick thinking, and adaptation to alien technology. He and Lyra began coordinating defenses, using the palace's advanced systems to create barriers, redirect energy flows, and monitor enemy movements. This is like a battle of wits, Alex said, analyzing the holographic map. We need to anticipate their moves, not just react. Lyra nodded. Exactly. And you humans, you are good at improvisation. That is why I trust you in this. The next hours were a flurry of activity. Guards were repositioned, energy shields were strengthened, and Alex suggested modifications to the palace security system. His human intuition, combined with Lyra's knowledge, created a network of defenses that even the most experienced counselors had not anticipated. Finally, the moment came. The enemy faction approached the palace, their ships hovering above the crystalline towers. Alex and Lyra watched from the control room as drones and patrols engaged in skirmishes with the intruders. Your instincts are impressive, Lyra admitted. You humans act with courage and logic at the same time. That is rare in the galaxy. Alex grinned. We learn from every challenge, and we've had a good teacher. Together, they coordinated the palace's defenses, repelling the intruders with a combination of human ingenuity and Alari technology. The enemy ships were forced to retreat, unable to overcome the combined efforts of the humans and their new alien allies. When the dust settled, Lyra turned to Alex. You have done more than stabilize an anomaly or recover an artifact. You have earned respect, across species, across factions, across the Council. Humanity has proven itself tonight. Alex felt a deep sense of accomplishment. The mission had begun as an exploration, but it had become a demonstration of humanity's courage, intelligence, and ability to form alliances. Lyra continued, her eyes thoughtful. The galaxy is full of dangers. Others will seek power, others will challenge us, but with humans as allies, perhaps we can face the future with hope rather than fear. Alex nodded. And humans will stand by those who act with wisdom and courage. That is what we do best. As the city below shimmered in the light of the twin suns, Alex realized that the partnership with Lyra and her civilization was only the beginning. Humanity's place in the galaxy was not just as explorers or scientists, but as capable, honorable beings who could earn trust, build alliances, and face challenges boldly, no matter how alien or complex. For Alex, the adventure was far from over. The artifact was secure, the anomaly controlled, and humanity's reputation strengthened. But he knew that the galaxy held more mysteries, more conflicts, and more opportunities to prove that humans could rise to any challenge. The twin suns of Zalora 7 cast long shadows across the Crystal City, as Captain Alex Mercer and Princess Lyra stood in the observation deck overlooking the stabilized anomaly. The artifact pulsed softly on the platform, its energy now fully aligned with the stabilizer. The immediate danger had passed, but Alex knew that the galaxy was vast and full of unpredictable threats. Lyra turned to him, her eyes reflecting both admiration and concern. Captain, the anomaly is stable, but others will come. The artifact's power is too great to ignore. It will attract attention from factions across the stars. Alex nodded. Then we must be ready. We can't let fear dictate our actions. Humans face challenges head-on. That's how we survive and thrive. Lyra smiled faintly. Your people are brave, perhaps more than you realize. Before they could discuss further, an alert sounded on the palace sensors. Alex and Lyra exchanged a quick glance. Another group of intruders was approaching, but this time they were not local factions. Ships from a distant star system, unknown and heavily armed, moved toward Zalora 7. They know about the artifact, Lyra said gravely. They seek its power for themselves. Alex felt a familiar thrill, the call of challenge. Then we stop them, together. The palace erupted into action. Drones and patrols moved into defensive positions, energy shields flared across the spires, and council members coordinated from secure stations. Alex and Lyra worked side by side, combining human intuition with Alari technology. We'll need a strategy, Alex said, not just brute force. Let's anticipate their moves. Lyra nodded, her fingers dancing across holographic controls. Agreed. We can redirect the energy flows from the artifact to create defensive barriers and blind their sensors temporarily as the enemy ships approached. Alex took a handheld sensor and synchronized it with the palace's systems. I'll create a diversion. Draw them toward the northern approach while you stabilize the artifact. Lyra hesitated for a moment. It is risky. Alex smiled. Risk is what humans do best. Within minutes, the strategy was in motion. Enemy ships were lured toward a maze of energy barriers and decoy drones. Lyra focused on the artifact, carefully channeling its energy to strengthen the city's defenses. The alien attackers were met with unexpected resistance. They could not penetrate the shields or the illusions created by the combined human and Alari ingenuity. One of the enemy ships tried to breach the central spire. Alex's quick thinking allowed him to hack a nearby control panel, rerouting energy flows to create a temporary overload in the ship's systems. Sparks flew across the enemy hull, forcing it to retreat. Lyra's eyes widened in amazement. You humans are incredible. I underestimated your capacity for quick problem solving. Alex shrugged. Years of practice. And sometimes desperation helps. Despite the overwhelming odds, the defenders held firm. The anomaly remained stable, the artifact secure, and the city's integrity intact. Alex and Lyra coordinated every move, their combined abilities a perfect balance of courage, intelligence, and adaptability. As the battle raged, Lyra turned to Alex. Captain, your people, you are more than allies. You are capable of understanding responsibility, power, and the importance of life. That is rare in the galaxy. Alex nodded, his gaze on the enemy ships. Humanity has always faced impossible odds. We rise to challenges because we believe in doing what is right, even when it's hard. That's who we are. Hours passed. Slowly, the enemy forces began to retreat, unable to overcome the combined defenses. The palace drones pursued them briefly, ensuring they would not return soon. Finally, silence fell over Zalora 7, broken only by the hum of the stabilized anomaly and the soft pulse of the artifact. Lyra exhaled, relief and admiration mingling in her eyes. We did it. Against overwhelming odds, we prevailed. Thanks to you, Captain. Alex felt a deep sense of pride. We did it together, humans and your people. That's how victory works. It's not about who's stronger, but who can work together. The Council of Elders soon arrived at the observation deck. Their expressions were solemn at first, but as they saw the artifact secure and the anomaly stable, the tension in their posture eased. Princess Lyra, one elder began, and Captain Mercer, you have saved our city, our people, and perhaps even neighboring systems. Your actions demonstrate qualities that transcend species: courage, wisdom, and honor. Another counselor added, we have judged humans poorly in the past. Tonight we see that your people are capable of great deeds, guided by morality and intelligence. Alex bowed slightly, a gesture of respect he had learned from the Aelari. Thank you. Humanity values life, knowledge, and cooperation. We do not seek domination, only understanding and friendship. Lyra stepped forward, placing a hand on the artifact. The future will require vigilance, but now we have learned something important, that humans and Aelari together can face challenges that neither could overcome alone. The council members murmured in agreement. One elder said softly, perhaps this is the beginning of a new era, one where humans are not outsiders but partners in the galaxy's future. Alex glanced at Lyra. We've proven ourselves tonight, but this is only the start. There will be more threats, more mysteries, and more chances to show what humans can do. Lyra smiled, a mixture of pride and hope. And when that time comes, Captain, I hope you will stand with us again. Humanity has earned a place among the stars, and I believe our partnership can shape a better future. Alex's heart swelled. Humans had always sought to explore, to learn, and to grow. Now, they had earned respect in a world far beyond their own. I'll be there, he said. Humans stand by those who act with honor and courage. For the next few hours, Alex and Lyra worked with the Council to establish protocols for the artifact's protection. Humans would be allowed to assist, but always under guidance, ensuring trust and cooperation. The Aelari would share knowledge of the anomaly and its potential, while humans contributed their ingenuity, adaptability, and experience with unpredictable challenges. Outside the palace, the crystal city shimmered like a jewel in the fading light. Ships from distant systems retreated, having witnessed a force more powerful than any they expected. The combined courage and intelligence of humans and Aelari working together. Alex walked to the balcony with Lyra. Below, the city buzzed with life, unaffected by the events that had unfolded. He marveled at the harmony between technology, nature, and civilization. "It's incredible," he said. "And to think, this started as a simple investigation." Lyra laughed softly. "Simple? Perhaps not, but it led to understanding, trust, and hopefully a new alliance." Alex looked at her. "We've proven something tonight. That humans are not just explorers or conquerors. We are capable of honor, courage, and empathy. We can be trusted across worlds." Lyra nodded. "And that is why the Council will now see humans differently, not just as outsiders but as allies, perhaps even friends." The twin suns set completely, casting the city in a soft, radiant glow. Alex felt a deep sense of hope. Humanity had begun to forge a new path among the stars, one defined not by conquest but by courage, wisdom, and cooperation. As they watched the artifact pulse gently on its platform, Alex realized that this moment would be remembered for generations. The galaxy was vast and unpredictable, but humans had proven themselves capable of rising to challenges, building trust, and standing for what is right. Lyra placed a hand on Alex's shoulder. "The future is uncertain, but together we can face it. Humans and Alari, side by side. That is a promise we must honor." Alex smiled. "It's a promise we will keep. Humanity doesn't back down from challenges, and we don't abandon friends." For the first time in his life, Alex felt truly at home. Not on Earth, not on his ship, but here, in an alien world where trust, courage, and intelligence had bridged the gap between species. As the night deepened over Zalora 7, the artifact glowed steadily, a symbol of hope, power, and responsibility. Humanity had proven itself. Aliens had seen what humans could accomplish, and somewhere in the vast galaxy, the seeds of friendship, respect, and collaboration were growing, ready to face whatever challenges the stars might bring. Captain Alex Mercer looked at Princess Lyra and felt a quiet pride. Humanity had done more than survive. It had earned respect, it had earned trust, and it had shown the galaxy that courage, empathy, and ingenuity were forces to be reckoned with, even among the most advanced civilizations. The adventure was far from over, but humanity's place among the stars was now secure, and that, Alex knew, was just the beginning.